Oh my gosh, guys, today it's snowing outside and I'm gonna show you because this is not part of the video, but it's Christmas themed and I love snow. Look at that snow outside though. Focus please, camera. It's snowing outside, oh my gosh. What a way to start this Christmas themed video. Hey guys, welcome back to 10 out of 10. Today is a Mari Monday and I am Mari, in case you're wondering. So for today's video, we're gonna be actually making Christmas cards because Christmas is around the corner and it's already the end of November. I personally like making Christmas cards myself because I feel like they're a lot more special and personal, and I'm usually too lazy to go out, so I'll make these in bulk sometimes so that I have enough on hand. But I find them to be a lot more cute and catered towards the person I'm giving them to. So if you guys enjoy making crafts at home or DIY things or just want to watch me paint some Christmas themed cards, then I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. I'm actually going to be using the Crayola Supertips instead of my regular palette, Crayola Supertips, and these Crayola Ultra Clean Washables. You guys can't see it because it doesn't want to focus. But I prefer these ones though over these because I feel like these are a lot more inky and work better with water. But if you guys have these work also perfectly well. I'm gonna use my paintbrushes with a palette, not the palette, just the mixing part so that I can mix the colors. Also, this Canson XL watercolor paper. I feel like I can buy this in bulk at Michael's. It's on sale right now. So yeah, I always like to cut these smaller. That's why I buy them in such a big size. And then some cardstock. You can get any kind of colored cardstock just to make the actual card part. I have this Christmas pack, actually comes at 40, usually comes at 50. Yeah, you get the value, you guys, get the value. But if you guys enjoy making DIY stuff, then I hope you guys enjoy watching this video and paint along with me. So as always, starting with my supplies, these are the colors of Crayola Supertips and markers I'll be using. The other supplies will be listed in the description box below. And my Canson XL watercolor paper is cut into rectangles of 9.5 centimeters by 14 centimeters. Whenever I'm using the Crayola markers, I'd like to draw them directly onto the palette first, and then add a little water with my paintbrush. Then I test it out on some scrap watercolor paper just so I know what color I'll be working with. For this first card and for all my cards that I'll be doing today, I like to add a light layer of water first before I go in with color because it helps with creating a more flat and blended wash. To make the circle of the ornament, I used some jar around me and traced around it. And then for the color of the ornament, I'm going for like a more magenta raspberry color. So I used a mixture of a few of the pinky tones and raspberry tones. And I just add that on as a light layer on top of the water and just try to blend it around. I did do a light layer of pale yellow behind the ornament so that the background isn't just pure white. I go in with a second layer of color for the ornament. I wanted the color to be more red toned, so I mixed some red into the magenta mixture. And I tried to blend it in while the paper is still wet. At the top left, I drew a little hat with a string shape object, and I color it yellow, trying to focus the darker parts of the yellow onto the edges of the ornament, and then I paint the string yellow as well. I add some definition and outline the ornament with a black Pilot G2 0.38 pen. Just as a heads up, if you're going to be using the Crayola markers, just be careful when you're mixing the markers together because sometimes there will be other tones that you didn't know in the pigment, and it'll end up making more of a muddy mixture. For example, I added some of the black marker into the red to make a darker red, but I didn't realize there were some green tones and blue tones underneath, so it made it a little bit muddy. But that's okay, when it dried it didn't look as noticeable, but just a heads up for y'all, be careful. And then I just write in the words Merry Christmas at the bottom of the ornament with a zebra felt tip black marker. This was a hard tip and I'm not as used to this, so the letters were a little bit more wonky, but that's okay, it's not as noticeable, I guess. So for the second card, we're going to be painting a jar with fairy lights in it, and I'm going to be starting off with making a light blue flat wash in the back as the background, and then adding a light yellow halo around the jar. I'm then going to add in a diluted stormy gray to kind of define the jar a bit, going around the edges and making it look more realistic, like there's see-through but there's also color coming from the jar. Once that's all dried, I take my pencil and I kind of sketch some squiggly lines inside the jar, and then I add little ovals to look like lights, and then I paint the ovals a more dandelion yellow, and then I add a little water to the edges to let it bleed out a little bit more so it makes a glowing effect. And I made a little drip, which tends to happen often, so if that bothers you, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to deal with that little drip stain. And then I'm just outlining the jar with a UniBall Signo DX 0.28 pen, just to add a little definition to the jar. So here I'm just writing in the title Christmas Wishes with a black Signo G2 0.7 pen, but I didn't end up liking it, so I brought out my cardstock and craft sticky note paper and I cover it up so that I can rewrite the title again. I try to make it look like a plaque, so I add some black outlining to it, and I like it a lot better than the original title that I made before. And here is my painted jar of Christmas wishes. So for this last painting, we're going to be painting a tree in a snow field. And I'm doing the same thing I did with the other cards, making a light blue flat wash in the background, but trying to keep the areas that I'm not painting that color clean. I leave a little star shape area in the top left for a star later on, and I'm going around the tree and the snow field. After letting it dry, I go in with a stormy gray diluted color at the bottom to outline the snow, even though the snow is white, but there is always some shadows around there. And then I go in with a pine green or forest green to make the pine tree, and I try to make it a little loose to replicate the looseness of the tree, and then some dark brown for the stump. At the top left, I made a mistake. When I was painting, it was not supposed to be that wide, but then I just ended up spreading it out more, and I didn't like it as much, but I still made it work. I just made a diamond in the top left. When all that was dry, I go in with my black UniBall Signo DX is in 0.28, and I add some outlining to the snowy fields, to the tree, for the tree leaves, and for the star in the top left. Then I add some string lights to the tree to make it look a little bit more festive, and then I add some yellow paint to the edges of the tree and the top for a star. Then to finish off this card, I go in with my black zebra felt tip brush pen to write the title Joy to the World. Last but not least, we're going to be taking the cardstock that I got from Michaels for $5.99 a pack of 40 and cutting them to fit a little border around the painting and then gluing it on with my glue tape. I like to use the glue tape instead of glue because my glue doesn't like me and doesn't like to stick to anything. And then you can add, by your own choice, a piece of paper inside so that your handwriting is a lot more visible. But for the sake of this, I sometimes like to just keep it like that, or I'll add a lot of stickers inside just for cute effect. And here is the final lookbook photo shoot of my cards on a cute snowy windowsill. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make these, and if you made them along with me, just share it on to our Instagram. Handmade gifts are super fun, super personal, so I hope you guys maybe try it out this year. And have a good rest of your week, especially with Black Friday this weekend. Stay safe, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to 10 out of 10. Comment down below what other video ideas you guys want to see from us, and let us know which card you like the most. Have a good rest of your day. Bye guys! Oh my gosh, it's still snowing outside. Wow. Look at it. And you can see my lights. Oh, Christmas.